Hey, everyone. I hope you guys have had an amazing day. You're here with Takara Nicole. Super excited. Did I say super excited? I am super excited to be with all of you tonight, sharing on a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And so, before I dig a little deeper, who is Takara Nicole, right? On a topic that's near and dear to my heart. Takara Nicole is an international figure who helps women rediscover their identity by using powerful insight, discernment, and sensitivity. It's my job as a coach, author, and speaker to help women truly shift from their now to their next. So it's really exciting to see women come alive and be all that they've been created to be. And so, with this topic, rejection is one topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about. However, it's something that is real and relevant, and is something that can really hold people from moving forward in who they've been created to be. And so I felt that it was time for me to share my story. Now, I share it with my clients quite often, but sharing it in such a setting is a little bit different. So here we go. So, why did I choose the topic? I once was rejected and now I rejoice, because you have to understand, when you go through life, there's moments where you may feel as if it's holding you back from one thing until you really understand that there's a purpose in it all. And so one of the things that I really understood was, okay, I was rejected. I could have stayed there. However, I made the decision, the choice of understanding that staying in that place is not healthy for me, wasn't healthy for my destiny, and definitely not healthy for those that are attached to me. And when I say that, we all have a calling, we all have a purpose, we all have something that we are supposed to be moving in. Now, whether we're moving in it, that's one thing, that's a whole different live. But whether you are committed to being intentional about who you've been created to be is another thing. And so, with being rejected, what I realized is that it's a topic that is heavy. It's a topic that's not always talked about, or it's one that is talked about, then it's swept underneath the rug, then it's talked about, then it's swept underneath the rug. So it's a pattern, it's a cycle. And so, one of the things that I really truly believe as a coach is finding ways to dismantle cycles. It's really important to understand who you are so you can be attached to the things that are connected to you for a reason and a season and a purpose. And that's a whole nother live in itself. Seasonal relationships, seasonal tests and trials. The key word is season. It has to come to an end. That's a whole nother topic though. But talking about rejection is something that, again, is near and dear to my heart, because as an adult is when I really truly understood how I was rejected before I even know what rejection was. And so, before I dive into that, I want to talk about what rejection means. So, rejection means to cast off, to refuse, to accept, or to consider. So, when you think about being rejected, there's all kinds of feelings and emotions that go along with that, that can get you off path, that can get you off the course, that can take you through a whole different cycle and different patterns that you didn't even know that could be exposed to. Rejection is one of those things that it's tough to deal with, and sometimes it can be tough to, well, how do I want to say that? It can be tough to own. I'll say that. It can be tough to own that you've been rejected. And so when I realized I was rejected, I had to really go through a process of understanding why. If anybody knows me, I want to know why. I want to know the answers to some things. And some things just don't come with a simple answer. That's something that you have to be mindful of, and understand that there's a season for understanding why you've been rejected as well. And so, shifting from rejection and going to, what does rejoicing mean? Rejoicing means to be glad and take delight in it. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, rejection, rejoice, how do the two go together? Because it's a choice to stay stuck. It's a choice to stay in a place of owning, oh, I've been rejected, the pity parties that go along with that, the people that you attract when you're rejected, the cycles of rejection. and just simply not dealing with it for whatever reason. Some people don't deal with it because they can't even acknowledge and accept the fact that they've been rejected. And so, one of the things for me, after I really truly went through the process of being healed from the different moments that I faced of being rejected, now I can rejoice and be thankful for those moments because I'm no longer in that place. I can freely share on a platform as such to help other people get out of that place of being rejected. Understanding that rejection doesn't have to be a place that you live in, it doesn't have to be a place that you own, it doesn't have to be a place that you live in forever. Being rejected can really catapult you to where it is that you're supposed to be. And I know for me, that's my testimony. It's one of many. I'm thankful that I was rejected by my dad. I'm thankful that I was rejected by the men that didn't want to deal with me because I have short hair. Yes, yes, and yes. That's a whole other story in itself. I remember those days in college, all my girls with the long flowing hair, we go out kicking it, partying, doing our thing. Everybody got, hit on, except for me. I was like, what is that all about? That's a whole nother story. But anyways, dealing with that and really owning who I am, period. And so when you have been rejected, it's okay. It's all right. And some people stay in that place, and that's when you attract all kinds of things. You attract crazy people, and I don't mean crazy in a bad way, but you attract people who are also have been rejected. So now you have this huge pity party going on, and nobody's being healed. You guys are all drinking from the same pitcher of Kool-Aid, all eating the same cookies, and all kicking it together and love being in this place of being rejected. And so one of the things that I talk about, even with coaching the women that I've have the honor of coaching, is understanding that it's a choice to move from being rejected to being in a place of rejoicing. It's a decision. It takes work. It's a mindset. It takes dismantling things that you've gone through in your childhood, in your past. It's all up to you. And so some people, this is going to sound crazy, but it's real. Some people actually love being in a place where everybody is showing them this attention, not understanding that you're gaining this attention because you're putting yourself out there in such a crazy way because you're rejected. And so understanding that rejection is a choice. Yeah, it is. Staying in the place of rejection is a choice. I talk to my clients all the time. I walk them through their hurt. I literally hold their hand and walk them through their hurt and make them relive that pain so they can understand how not to repeat it. Because again, rejection is a place where it's dark, it's lonely. Even though you have all these people around you, it's still a lonely place. Meaning these are fictitious people that are too rejected and aren't committed to doing the work to move from their now to their next. I'm sorry. You're tuning into the live with Takara Nicole. I'm going to keep it real. That's exactly what it is. When you are around these people that truly don't know who they are, don't have any type of vision for their life, don't want to gain any type of vision or identity for their life because they are cool with where they are, not doing the work from shifting to this place of being rejected to now that I can rejoice. And for me, I had to learn that, for instance, my dad is not a part of my life. I am the fourth out of 22 kids. Yeah, I'll say it again. I'm the fourth out of 22 kids. And even that alone, sharing that was so embarrassing for me. And now it's a place where I don't care. I don't care anymore because it's my story. It's my truth. And at the end of the day, I know that I matter. And so, yes, the fourth out of 22 kids. And so my dad chose the streets. He chose lust. He chose women. He chose drugs instead of raising his kids. And so I didn't know all of that until I was older. And my dad would always say he was going to show up to this, never did. He was going to do this, never did. And it left such a place of rejection. It was building the seed of rejection that's already been planted. I didn't know it because I was a little kid. So it took it took me as an adult learning that, whoa, this is what rejection is. Oh, well, this person did it. This person did it. This person did it. This situation made me feel like this. This situation made me feel like that. And so I literally had to go backwards and really go back to childhood moments and be like, whoa, okay, this is what rejection is. And so now I can rejoice and be happy in the fact that my dad wasn't a part of my life. Why? He wasn't ready to be a father. He wasn't ready to be a father. And that's okay. God surrounded me around men who chose to stand up in his places, from my next door neighbor to a neighbor across the street, from my uncle who lived with me the majority of my life to my stepfather who was a part of my life. So was rejection really a bad thing? Me being rejected by my dad, was it really as bad as I made it out to be? But now I rejoice because I could have repeated some of the cycles that he went through if he was really in my life the way that he could have been or he should have been. So that's just an example for me. I experienced rejection as an adult. I think we've all experienced rejection if we're real with ourselves. Rejection can come in many forms. It can come from you applying for a job and you getting the wink in the gun, as Carlton on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air would say. You thought you were gonna get the job, and that placed the seed of rejection into your life. So now you're like, okay, am I good enough for this kind of job? Am I good enough for this kind of job? And not only realizing that God preserves those that he loves. So there's times where when you think it's rejection, it's really building up a moment for you to rejoice later that door didn't open for whatever reason. So is rejection really a bad thing? I'm going to throw that out there. Is it really bad? No, it's not. It's something that we have to deal with to allow for us to be who we've been created to be. And so that's why I say, once rejected, now I rejoice. So it's a mindset to really truly understand that rejection doesn't have to be a bad thing. You have the power to decide if you're going to stay in the place of being rejected. It's up to you. It's a decision. It's a choice. We make tons of decisions every day. So it's a decision that you're going to pick up your bed and move from this pity party that you've been in for oh so long, that you're used to. It's a part of your daily life to be, oh, I'm being rejected. Oh, woe is me. Like, that's on you. If you're going to pour out that energy to be in that place, that's your decision. For me and for me and mine, that got old for me. And I didn't like the way it made me feel. I felt super vulnerable. I didn't like that. And I knew that wasn't who I was. And so really understanding that rejection comes in different forms, but you have the power to shift your mindset to say, okay, I was rejected, but now I'm going to rejoice. It's all up to you. I'm going to say it again. It's all up to you. You hold the power in your hands. So it's a Monday night. I know you guys have probably been at work. Somebody's probably getting ready to put the kids to bed. So I'm not going to be long. I just wanted to drop some nuggets and really hopefully plant a new seed in the minds of those who are really struggling with rejection. First of all, it's okay to struggle with it as long as you don't stay in that place. I'm here to share with you that I'm a walking testimony that you don't have to stay in a place of rejection. You don't. It's a mindset. It's a choice. And it's all up to you. Period. And there's tons of resources out there to help you shift from this place of being rejected and owning that to being in a place of being happy, being joyful. You know, I have some people who ask me, what do you take on a regular? Because you're always happy. I live a baggage-free life. I am who I am. I speak my truth in a nice way. And I've owned who I am. I know who I am. And I'm okay with where I am and where I'm going. And so, again, choices, mindset, that all determines your destiny. And so it's really important to understand that you can too overcome rejection. So ways to overcome rejection. First of all, identify the issues causing you to feel rejected. That takes work. Okay? That's not going to be I'm going to wake up tomorrow and rejection's going to be gone. Sorry to tell you, boo, that's not how it works. However, it's all up to you on how quickly you decide to throw rejection in the trash and leave it there. So identify those issues that are causing you to feel rejected. Okay? Quit going through the motions of dealing with your rejection. This one's big. Okay? Don't be fake. Be real. Be honest. Be transparent. Be authentic about what you're going through with yourself. Okay? That's one of the biggest things that you can do to help you get from, I've been rejected. Now I want to rejoice. I want to thrive. I want to live this life that I've been created to live, period. And I want to live on purpose. It's up to you. But when you're going through the emotions of dealing with rejection, you're not going anywhere. You're just literally going through the motions. You're not going anywhere. You're not accelerating. You're not making any forward progression to really deal with your issues. And that's what keeps people bound, not dealing with their issues. This one's big too. Y'all ready? Forgiveness. If you missed, if you subscribe to my YouTube page, yes, that's a plug. It's called Simply Takara. Myself and some amazing people, we did a talk on forgiveness last week. It was bomb. It was amazing. And so you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out that live on forgiveness. But forgiveness is huge when dealing with rejection. Forgiveness is for you, period. End of story. Drop the mic. It's for you. So in order for you to forgive and for order for you to really gain what you need to gain in reference from transferring from a place of being rejected to a place of rejoicing, you need to forgive. It might be forgiving yourself, might be forgiving that person who made you feel rejected. If you can't have a conversation with the person, write a letter and never send it to them. I do this with my clients all the time, and you'd be crazy. It's a crazy feeling to just get it out. And I'm not saying mail the letter to the person or give the letter to the person. You can if that's your choice. But just getting it out of you is huge. So forgive. And last but not least, this is another major element that I did. I hired a life coach to help me dig deep to shine bright. I had like 2 or 3 coaches at that time. One was a business coach and 2 were life coaches that literally helped me get to the place of where I am now. I'll say this, rejection is a thing that doesn't go away overnight. Okay. It's something that you have to be committed to putting in the work. So if that means having a conversation with the person who hurt you, okay, do it. You might feel uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, you matter. It's for you. You know, you go to the gym when you want to work out and be more healthy, right? Right? If you're working on shifting your mindset, you're listening to Les Brown or whoever. There's so many amazing people out here who help with personal development. You're listening to that, right? So why not be committed to shifting your mindset and your heart to really stop owning rejection? Why do you want to own that? That's heavy. It's nasty. It's stinky. It's disgusting. Don't own it. Get rid of it for once and for all so you can live the life that you've been created to live and rejoice. I hope this has been helpful. It has for me, just to be able to share with you guys. So choose to make rejection a part of your history and not your destiny. I put depression. But depression is something you can deal with when you're dealing with rejection. So I guess I was kind of right. So making sure that you do the work to shift from being rejected to rejoice. So hopefully this has been helpful. So ways you can stay connected with me. You can visit my website at www.boss.com. You can follow me on my Instagram page, Takara_Nicole. Or you can follow me on my personal page too as well. So check out this live again and again and again if you need to. If you subscribe to my YouTube page, it's simply Takara. Amazing name, right? Just kidding. But all seriously, it's a mindset to shift from once being rejected and now being in a place of rejoicing. It's up to you. Hopefully, this has been a nugget to make you really think about how important it is to shift, not just for you, but those you've been connected to and called to, and understanding that you do indeed matter. So, mwah, enjoy your night, and thanks for rocking with me. Rocking with me. Thank you. Love you all. Mwah.